and good morning, everyone from Berlin. This is your weekly podcast AMA session with Sofian and myself.
Hello, nice to be here on a Sunday.
It's great, but obviously we're here because we had so much going on this week, and after a well-deserved break yesterday, we thought we'd reconvene and share all the updates with you. And let me start with the first one, the biggest one. We launched our first NFT collection. Everyone was super happy on Wednesday at the 8th of June at 11:30 p.m. Everything was online on our own services as well as other platforms like OpenSea. All the NFTs have been minted, and it was quite a process, wasn't it?
It was incredible to see everything in action. And I mean, essentially, we also delivered on our commitment. As we announced, there are gonna be a total of 888 Toro Ricos to buy, also via OpenSea. How many are already now at the offer?
So we've got 300 listed, but 870 are minted. But really, I mean, we're not. It's not a classic NFT art project, right? It's a lot more than just that. Maybe I'll explain. So you get the art, of course, that is made by Disabel, a super cool artist. I would say even a household name in what he does. And then you have the utility of the smart contract. We call them content activated tokens rather than NFTs. And it enables you to do a few things. Number one, receive an allocation of a virtual land, both for your own use and also within the Toro Rico virtual exhibition that's going to be on the beachfront of Barcelona with some cool little neat features and hopefully a really cool experience for everyone to come visit. And that will be the first showcase of the GeoBlocks ecosystem.
Yeah, I hear an airdrop. So as you said, the Toro Ricos, they are also linked to a virtual presence on the GeoBlocks Earth platform. It's not just visualization though, it's also about utility. So for those who are already aware of our current release product, Yotl Maps, know that we already have 50 live application running. That's all types of streams, public data. We also have all types of points of interest like EV charging, and really across a broad dimension. So Toro Rico is kind of also a pathway, not just to show our team in action. It's really amazing what they did over the course of last week. It was even a shorter one since Monday was a bank holiday. And essentially now, with this success, we are moving to the release also secured on the blockchain of GeoBlock Earth Metacubes.
Yeah, that's really, really cool. So as said, you buy your Toro Rico, you get your Metacubes, you can assemble your GeoBlocks, and you can start creating spaces on the digital twin. Really with a lot of exciting use cases. For example, integration of commercial applications, immersive experiences via camera streams, portal advisory sessions that you could have face-to-face conversations with your advisor or salesperson wherever you want to have a chat without having to take an appointment, without having to first go through something. It's a direct conversation like you would have if you just walked into the store, but you don't have to walk into the store. You just do it from anywhere you are. I think these are the types of applications that I'm super excited about, and combining it also with the art element, which gives some sort of identity. It's like a different type of avatar. It's your unique identity, and this you can use as your membership card. You know, like how Visa and all these card companies are trying to now make customized cards or like cooler cards. This is even better. This is like you can really be unique. You can also always change it. You can resell it. You can upgrades. You can, once you're on the blockchain, you can do all these cool things across the ecosystem. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's interesting you say it's not just a virtual card. It's a full immersive experience that you can offer as a front end. And again, it's a lot about the utility. It's secured on the blockchain, so via smart contract. It's just and that's the proof of concept part for us as the IoTile. With the Toro collection release, it's about showcasing the artist, really beloved and amazing artist, well ahead of his time. He based in Berlin, but with Spanish, upbringing, and also very much linked to Spanish culture. So the Toro, just like Goya, was drawing them in this new type of art, visual identity, with now also smart contracts. So we like to call them in our context, the GeoBlock context, more like content activated tokens, because you have an entire front end builder for Web3 that you can really shape in any kind of form. That's also a governance aspect. So very exciting airdrop to watch out for.
Yeah, and so as you say, right, it's the entire ecosystem. And here, what you can see on the screen is so on geoblock.earth, we have a section called collections. Here, we can start listing collections of NFTs, similar to other platforms offering that kind of ability. So here, you can store also all the metadata. I'll show you, for example, so for this particular collection, we have all the pictures here, of course, and you can customize the text. Once you go inside the pictures, you have really cool the allocation to which Web3 address and owns it, and this links directly also to Polygon scan. So the ledger, you can see the contract address, and this was really important to us doing this proof of concept, or this project, was to create our own smart contract, because we want to offer the utility. We want to be able to design specific features that you probably cannot get, or you cannot get in OpenSeas or the Binance chain, these type of wrapped products that make it very easy for people to access. And it's also a cool thing that once you go on the contract address, and now I just switched over to the ledger, you can have your own token tracker, right? And this is a customizable name. So once you want to create a cool collection, if you did this via OpenSea, and we did it ourselves to double check, you just have it's a mass address for everyone. And that's not really cool if you're trying to build an identity around the smart contract, etc. So really, really awesome. Maybe I can show you how these ones are purchasable. We obviously offer integration into OpenSea, right? It's clear.
Exactly. So what you saw there, what Sami showcased, is essentially also the beginnings of a virtual gallery with possible marketplaces on the back end, the database structure. Our secret source, the YOTL secret source, allows us to integrate not only devices, not only information, also the blockchain, and it's just amazing and exciting to work here as a team in enabling all types of Web3 applications.
Yeah, so
So
here,
how do I get them?
yeah, I was gonna show you. So this is now on OpenSea. You can just search for Toro Rico. We are the only ones called that. That's pretty cool. But yeah, this is then the traditional how it would look like. And as you say, we already have the concept of a marketplace set up. What is missing is just the integration of certain modules that we haven't activated yet, but we will activate them with the GeoBlocks platform launch. So we know everything is kind of ready, but it's just a question of rolling it out, and also to a community, hopefully, that we can build via the OpenSea stream. And here you can just click on any that you want. There you can sort them by traits. If I scroll a little bit, so for example, any of these, I would select one at a random. Yeah, I like this one. Let's click on it. So yeah, I mean, similar to what you see on our GeoBlocks collections, you will have the same attributes. So these are all linked across any platform. That's the beauty of the blockchain. You're transporting certain information as well, the ones that you want. We could have designed it completely different. We set on these types of properties, but the properties can be customized, and it can be anything really, to create a use case around, I don't know, loyalty programs, for example, or future events and all these things.
Yes, for sure. I mean, and here again, the content activation, that is also how we are different than OpenSea, because for the GeoBlocks, Metacubes, this is just one entryway to a wider set of data dimensions and also tools. So that's also a way we will go in the next time. That's really also the integration of kind of a Web3 tech stack. So for in technical terms is moving to a full stack for Web3, like a Shopify for Web3.
Yeah, very very similar. So let's go to back to the question of how do you get them. First, you need to have a Web3 wallet where you can hold essentially blockchain elements, and it could be bitcoins or just traditional crypto like Ethereum, or it can also be smart contracts, and this is exactly the part of it that is super exciting. And so first you would need to use a provider. There are many out there. You can pick any that you want. We typically use MetaMask for its ease. We just download it, and it's a Chrome extension. You can just go on metamask.io, and essentially will guide you through how to set up an account. It's fairly simple. The most important thing is that you need to remember your secret phrase. I think it's 12 words. Make sure you store it very safely, because if you lose that ever, you will not be able to recover your assets. There are solutions around it in companies like Ledger that allow you to take it offline, to say, on a USB stick. But yeah, do your due diligence around that. But MetaMask is a very safe thing if you follow everything or any of the wallets. Once you've downloaded it, you will receive an address that looks like a load of numbers, similar to if I click on, similar to these ones. So that would be your wallet address, and this would be where you can receive and you can pay certain transaction. Now, once you have that, you will need to fund it in a certain way. Now, we give the ability to people to pay also with fiat directly via a platform like OpenSea, where you can fund your Ethereum accounts with MoonPay. I believe that's their integration, but on ours it's going to be slightly different, and will also give you the flexibility to let it be managed by us if you choose to do so. Maybe very quickly, we're going to explain how you move basically from one blockchain to the other, and where we sit. So we sit on the Polygon blockchain.
Exactly. So the transactions will then be made on wrapped ETH on the Polygon network. So it's then part of an Ethereum chain chart, essentially. You have all optionalities to bridge to the Polygon chain. Here we also have the analytics on our site, publicly available information on volumes and also prices. I think right now you see the hop bridge. That is one example.
Yeah, so exactly. So we chose to build everything on Polygon for a very simple reason. It's a lot faster and it's extremely cheap. I think a lot of the downsides of Ethereum projects is the high gas fees, which are the gas fees are the network operating fees that you have to pay for each time you're doing a transaction. Now, on the Polygon chain, they are negligible, so it gives you a lot of flexibility. We're talking here about tens of cents, which ultimately allows you to do a lot of transactions, and suddenly it's a super attractive product for payments if you compare it to some of the offerings like traditional card payments, which are more in the percentage points.
Yeah, and also with a level of security and safety of the transactions. So checked via balance over time on the Polygon. That's why we like it. That's why we think it's the future. It's zero knowledge rollup compared to something like Hop, which is an optimistic based rollup. So based on proof of stake with less also checks. So even cheaper, but less secure. I mean, this is what the blockchain is about, and we have many great minds of blockchain convening in Austin right now in the Consensus 2022, a panel format of CoinDesk. I would call them the Financial Times of the crypto and blockchain space. And here there's a lot of competition, a lot of also movement going on here, and we are positioning us on the most secure and best chains, side
Yeah,
chains.
so you've got the Polygon blockchain. So this is one tool, and there's many. There's Uniswap, PancakeSwap, SushiSwap. You can name the swap, and you'll find it. And it allows you to jump from one network to the other. And here you want to jump from a less efficient one to a more efficient one, while still building on the advantages of the level one, which is Ethereum. So you just basically connect your wallet, and as you can see here, it recognizes my balance because it's connected. And then you choose to go from the mainnet Ethereum to the Polygon network, which is where the ecosystem is hosted. And this is basically just wrapping your Ethereum into the Polygon chain. So you're not losing your Ethereum exposure, you're just wrapping it into another blockchain. So that's very, very cool. And once you've done that, you will receive it via you just say, click send, accept the terms. It will connect to your wallet, say, do you want to do this? And then you can send it and it will fund your account, by which point you'll be able to go onto OpenSea and purchase or on our platform when it's going to be launched, and more to that when we have the release date. You can then just purchase this directly. And actually, once you've done this, you are already miles ahead in terms of understanding how you can move and use the blockchain to your advantage.
All right, then I think, I mean, again, a lot in front of us. We have the airdrop of Metacubes. Sami, they are gonna be on the Barcelona beachfront.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, so the every time you buy a Toro Rico, you will get that Toro Rico in the virtual gallery, which is going to be on the beachfront of Barcelona. And we already have a cool concept of how we can make them live together in a virtual gallery, which is really, really cool. And then we have these two layers: the micro layer where you see the individual items and obviously the metadata behind it, the ownership. And then when you zoom out, there'll be something cool like a projection on the clouds, so to say, which we feel is extremely cool to have that also in Barcelona, where it's like the cool spirit and summer, the vibe. I mean, I've been on that Barcelona beach; it's amazing there. So for me already, the experience part is very appealing.
Yeah, let's set up a camera, maybe a small digital house there.
Yeah.
But yeah, otherwise, generally speaking, what is going on in the Web3 space? We have Austin with the Consensus 22. I watched an interesting discussion with Edward Snowden, obviously video chat, but really interesting also to hear his take on privacy and the blockchain technology. Mm. But also very amazing is JP Morgan announcing the tokenization of about a trillion USDs of money market funds and other types of funds. So very exciting to see JP Morgan here also um, uh, leading in this technology space.
Yeah, it's really cool. They have, I mean, banks are usually, and American banks are usually very, very good at technology. And I can give you one example. The digital twin we're building is using a technology called AMQP, which is extremely powerful. It's not, the people have not harvested the full power yet, but I believe that's going to fuel the future. And that's a JP Morgan initiative. I think in 2003 they started building their protocols, and you can carry a lot of information in that. Extremely fast, extremely versatile in terms of deployment, and the publisher's subscriber structure is extremely appealing. And in the case of IoT and what we're doing, you can really harvest that power. And you know, if you add, you know, your secret sauce to it, you can empower the use cases where you have 100 million devices, 1 billion devices connected, and that's where we adding, you know, the abstraction layer to IoT, how we can empower this use case, and how can we then merge the real worlds to the virtual worlds. And Toro Rico for me is the best example of starting that out, giving that utility, the governance within the network, etc. All these exciting things. So really cool to see JP Morgan moving into that space. And also as an ex-bond trader, you know, at Goldman, that's where I spent most of my career, back in the days when I was in finance. You know, today, looking at what I was doing, trading bonds, you can really leverage tokenization and blockchain to do that, for everything from secondaries trading, primary issuance, hard coding essentially the prospectus into a smart contract would save billions of dollars every year to the industry, just in settlement costs and operational costs. And I think it's a real cool move to see JP Morgan moving into that space. And people forget, people always talk about stocks, but the bond market is vastly bigger than the stock market. So there are huge scalability to be gained from this type of technology.
Yes, for sure. And one direct benefit is also the transaction costs and the usability as collateral, since it is secured in a cheap and efficient way. So this concept is being worked on in Singapore, so a large market. So very interesting to see it, and also to think about all types of dimension that you can also integrate with our kind of database solutions that is already working on such a huge scale. In the next months, we are showcasing then more of the product we are already showcasing with Toro Rico's the visual galleries, kind of also marketplaces that you can essentially build. And there's so much more to come.
Awesome. Then with that, I will say thank you for everyone for joining us on this Sunday session. Wish you an amazing time. Have a great brunch. It's probably brunch time now. Certainly something that I will consider doing now. And please be sure to join the Discord. We've got some really cool airdrops for all the Discord members, especially now as we are going to pre-launch, or we're pre-launching the GeoBlocks platform. So it's the time to get involved, and really also it's a platform for us to exchange information, to answer your questions, anything around how do you get involved in Web3, how do you set up your wallets, what does it mean, and pointing you into the right direction so that you can understand this new world, which is actually quite big already, and maybe now is the time to get involved and find out more. So thank you so much, and have a lovely rest of your day.